Heracles is one of the most famous heroes in Greek mythology. He is known as Hercules by the Romans. He is the son of Zeus and Alcmene. Alcmene is the daughter of the king of Mycenae and the wife of Amphitryon, a general of Thebes. Zeus, in the absence of Amphitryon, who was campaigning against the Teleboans, took Amphitryon's form and spent a night with Alcmene. Zeus commanded the sun god Helios to make the night he spent with Alcmene last as long as 3 nights, and to convince her he was her real husband, he filled the long hours of the night with tales of his exploits, pretending to have just returned from war. The morning after this night, when Amphitryon returned from his campaign, he also spent the night with his wife, and Alcmene gave birth to 2 boys, Heracles and his half-twin Iphicles. Iphicles' father is Amphitryon. When Amphitryon learned the truth, he was enraged and wanted to burn Alcmene alive. However, Zeus sent rain to extinguish the fire, and Amphitryon understood the situation and agreed to raise Heracles as his own son. Amphitryon gave Heracles the name Alcaeus, after his own father. According to one account, the name Heracles was given later. Heracles' name means glory of Hera. The story behind this name is as follows. Hermes, on Zeus's orders, took Heracles to Olympus and placed him on the breast of the sleeping Hera. Suckling Hera's milk, Heracles gained superhuman strength, and thus he was given the name Heracles. Hera, out of hatred for Heracles, devised various plans to make his life difficult. Heracles is descended from the hero Perseus. Perseus is the hero who killed the snake-haired Medusa and is a son of Zeus. Hera knew that Heracles would claim the throne of Perseus's lineage and that Zeus boasted about this. Additionally, she was aware that the wife of Alcmene's uncle, Sthenelus, was also pregnant. Using the goddess of childbirth, Eileithyia, Hera manipulated the timing of the births, delaying Heracles' birth and ensuring that Sthenelus' son, Eurystheus, was born earlier. Thus, Eurystheus became king, depriving Heracles of his rightful rule. Hera hated Heracles and did everything in her power to make his life difficult. When the twins were still infants, Hera sent 2 poisonous snakes into their chambers. While Iphicles cried in fear, Heracles strangled the snakes with his hands. This was the first instance where his divine strength was displayed. Amphitryon acknowledged that Heracles was a divine child and provided him with the best education. Heracles, though not known for his intelligence, was idealized as a brave, quick-tempered hero fond of food, wine, war, and women. He was famous for his strength and endurance. At the age of 18, he killed the Cithaeron lion, which was harming the herds of his father and the neighboring king of Thebes in the forests of Cithaeron. As a reward, he married Megara, the daughter of the king of Thebes, and had 3 children with her. However, Hera did not allow Heracles to live in peace. One day, Hera caused Heracles to go mad while playing with his children. In his madness, Heracles killed his children and his wife. After this horrific event, Heracles was filled with great remorse and went to the oracle at Delphi to seek forgiveness for his sins. The oracles told him to serve his cousin Eurystheus and follow his commands. They instructed him to go to Eurystheus, do whatever he asked, and only then would he be able to cleanse himself of his sins and find the right path, perhaps even opening the way to immortality. The oracles were priests of Apollo, but could not disobey Hera. Eurystheus had become king of Tyrans due to Hera's intervention in his early birth. To cleanse his sins, Heracles had to serve this king for 12 years. In time, Eurystheus grew jealous of Heracles and feared his strength. He saw Heracles as a great rival for his throne. Under Hera's influence, Eurystheus assigned Heracles 12 labors, believing them to be impossible to complete and that they would lead to Heracles' death. Heracles undertook these labors to atone for his sins. Now, let's take a closer look at these remarkable labors. 1. Killing the Nemean lion. To kill an invincible lion and bring back its skin. This giant lion lived in the Nemea Valley and had a hide impervious to weapons. Heracles killed this lion by strangling it and used its skin as armor. 2. Destroying the Lernaean Hydra. To kill a multi-headed monster. The Lernaean Hydra was a creature whose heads, when cut off, would grow back as two. With the help of his nephew Iolaus, Heracles killed the Hydra by cutting off its heads and cauterizing the stumps. 3. Capturing the Ceryneian Hind. To capture a sacred deer with golden antlers. The Ceryneian Hind was a sacred deer dedicated to Artemis with golden antlers. Heracles captured this deer after a year-long pursuit, ensuring he completed his task without harming Artemis. 4. Capturing the Erymanthian boar. To capture a giant wild boar. The Erymanthian boar lived on Mount Erymanthos. Heracles captured this boar and brought it alive to Mycenae. 5. Cleaning the Augean stables. To clean immense stables in one day. Augeas, the king of Elis, had vast stables that hadn't been cleaned for 30 years. Heracles cleaned the stables in a single day by diverting the courses of the Alpheus and Peneus rivers. 6. Killing the Stymphalian birds. To kill dangerous birds. The Stymphalian birds lived near Lake Stymphalia and had feathers as sharp as arrows. Heracles killed these birds with the help of Athena. 7. Capturing the Cretan bull. To capture the wild bull of King Minos. The Cretan bull was a wild bull released by Minos in Crete. Heracles captured this bull and brought it to Mycenae. 8. Bringing back the mares of Diomedes. To capture the man-eating mares. Diomedes, the king of Thrace, owned man-eating mares. Heracles killed Diomedes and brought the mares back to Mycenae. 9. Obtaining the girdle of Hippolyta. To retrieve the girdle of the Amazon queen. Heracles undertook an expedition to acquire the magical girdle of Hippolyta, the queen of the Amazons, and successfully obtained it. 10. Stealing the cattle of Geryon. To steal the cattle of the three-headed giant Geryon. Geryon was a three-headed giant living on the island of Erythea. Heracles killed Geryon and stole his cattle. 11. Fetching the golden apples of the Hesperides. To steal the golden apples. The Hesperides were nymphs who guarded trees that bore golden apples. With the help of Atlas, Heracles reached the garden where these apples grew and stole them. 12. Bringing Cerberus to the surface. To capture and bring the three-headed dog Cerberus to the surface world. Cerberus was the three-headed guard dog of the underworld, ruled by Hades. Heracles captured Cerberus and brought him to the surface. This task is considered his most difficult labor. Having successfully completed these arduous tasks, Heracles not only atoned for his sins, but also took a significant step towards immortality. By defeating many creatures that served Hera, he aimed to increase Zeus's dominance. Thus, Heracles continued to be remembered as an unforgettable hero among both humans and gods. After these challenging labors, Heracles embarked on many other adventures and demonstrated various feats of heroism. Now, let's take a look at these adventures. King Laomedon of Troy and Hesione. Heracles rescued Hesione, the daughter of King Laomedon of Troy, from a sea monster sent by Poseidon. In return for this heroic deed, Laomedon promised Heracles a reward, but did not keep his word. Enraged by this betrayal, Heracles captured Troy and punished the king. This event laid the foundation for the Trojan War, the quest for the Golden Fleece. Heracles joined the Argonauts in their quest to find the Golden Fleece in Colchis. During this perilous journey, he overcame numerous challenges and became renowned for his heroism. Along with his companions, Heracles experienced many adventures, including slaying the Minotaur in the labyrinth of Crete, further proving his bravery and strategic intelligence. Deianira and Nessus. Heracles was also known for his fondness for women. After parting from Megara, he had many relationships, the most famous being with Deianira. Heracles won Deianira by defeating the river god Achelous. However, the centaur Nessus, who was in love with Deianira, grew jealous of Heracles, leading to tragic events. After being shot by Heracles, Nessus told Deianira that his blood would ensure Heracles' eternal fidelity. Deianira used this blood to make a tunic for Heracles, which caused him immense pain. Death and immortality. Heracles' death is one of the most dramatic moments in mythology. The tunic, poisoned with Nessus's blood, burned Heracles' skin and caused unbearable pain. When the suffering became intolerable, Heracles climbed Mount Oeta and built his own funeral pyre, wishing for immortality. Zeus granted his son's wish and took him to Olympus, making him immortal. Heracles reconciled with Hera, who allowed him to marry her daughter Hebe, thus granting him eternal life among the gods. Heracles' story is one of the most impressive and inspiring epics in ancient Greek mythology. His courage, strength, and determination left a deep mark on human history, making him an unforgettable hero. Heracles was respected not only for his physical strength, but also for his willpower and sacrifices, earning admiration from both gods and humans. For these reasons, the story of Heracles continues to be told through generations, with his legacy of admiration enduring and growing over time. Which of Heracles' adventures interests you the most? Don't forget to share your comments. See you in the next video.